Hi, love. Hello, and welcome to Co-Creative Healing Journey. My name is Greta. I'm a healer, and this is a collective reading where we are getting guidance, inspiration from spirit perspective to help us move through collective energy, through dynamics that are affecting all of us. And so, whenever you're watching this reading, is going to be when it applies to you. Spirit has a lot to say today. We are talking about whether to heal it or end it. That's pretty much the title, and it's about a time of discernment. And so this is going to be a longer reading. You can get a cup of tea, a cup of something good, whatever you love, right? That's the goodness. And, settle in because there's a lot that's going to be shared. And I feel like it's going to be a lot of wisdom and a lot of love certainly is coming through. So, what we're talking about, heal it or end it, it is a situation, a circumstance, a dynamic, a pattern, something that is currently active around you. So you can look at your life these days, what's going on, who's showing up, what's really taking center stage, especially in your thoughts and in your energy, where you're putting your focus, your resources, things like that. And it's especially something, right, where you would recognize that it would apply. So end it or heal it, and spirit wants to speak to that. So we have an overall energy that is moon in Scorpio, transformation, a change in your emotional life. And we're going right to the heart of why spirit wants to talk to you about this. Do you see this beautiful butterfly? It is about a process, much like the butterfly experiences and undergoes, a process where you're kind of like a caterpillar and you're tied to the ground, and then you can go through the process and it will be very healing, it will be very transformative. You grow wings, you get to fly, you get to move on, because the thing that's coming through is that there's an emotional block here that is keeping you from ending the situation but also from healing it. And spirit straight away wants to talk about how it's transformative also to realize that to end the situation, for example, would be healing, but also healing the situation would end it in the way that it is now. So you are in a time that is calling out for transformation, where something that is of a lower vibration, that is stuck in its ways, wants to evolve to grow into more. So transformation is again this notion of things not remaining the same. Something different wants to come in, something different wants to happen. And at the core of it is a difference inside of you, an emotional shift and change inside of you that can then allow the relationship to transform. And ultimately, there's the notion also that the caterpillar was always intended to become a butterfly. That's its destiny. So it's also about allowing this situation, this circumstance, this relationship, this dynamic, this job, this project, this dream, whatever it is, to allow it to come out of a static form, shape, stance, and to evolve into all that it is intended to be. So let's look at qualifiers. We've got Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? And we've got Inner Temple, devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. So the Star Mother card, let's look at that. Beautiful. The Star Mother card is talking about how this is something that you need. And it is about giving yourself what you need in the situation. And you need this change, you need this transformation. Otherwise, it wouldn't be popping up in a reading like this, right? It's coming to this reading to tell you about it. Spirit is speaking through me and telling you, hey, you need change and transformation in this situation or circumstance. But at the same time, it's also happening. And I feel like there's a quickening for some of you where there's this dynamic where it's happening more and more. It's becoming more and more prominent, or it's worsening, it's getting more and more intense, worse, and so on and so forth. Like just this dynamic of acceleration in the energies of it getting louder and louder because it is crying out for transformation. And so the task would then be to tune into the heart. And within the heart, and this is the temple, and people go to the temple to get guidance. It is about inside of you, looking to your heart, your priorities, what is important to you, what you love, what you value. For some of you, it's even looking to your passion, all that is housed in your heart, and listening. So there's also a message here that your heart knows, and you've been hearing your heart. in terms again of priorities that are getting clear, values that are getting clear, that maybe you couldn't see them as clearly as before, but your heart is also getting louder. So as the situation intensifies and worsens and accelerates and is calling out for this resolution that you need, at the same time your heart is also getting louder and louder and louder, trying to guide you towards the resolution. Meaning you're not in the situation empty-handed. You have a lot. You have a lot in the situation. And you have your heart. And you have your heart knowing what to do. Your heart activated, ready, primed, and speaking. It's a matter of understanding. It's a matter of translating. But you already know inside what needs to be done in the situation. So we've got the Empress, Major Arcana number 3. Right next to the Star Mother, we've got Major Arcana number 21, the World. We've got the Page of Swords. And we have a 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Beautiful. Okay. The Empress is speaking to you. I feel like the Empress is very much you. And Empress is speaking to some growth and evolution you've realized at an inner level. This is Major Arcana energy, which for me is the soul's evolution. So you've been evolving in your relationship to self, learning to value yourself, and also being able to recognize how abundant you are, being able to recognize your needs, right? Our needs is part of our abundance. It's part of everything that makes us so full, and then to have that fullness overflow into our lives in manifestation. That's how the Empress manifests, through this connection to self, the awareness of the inner abundance, including needs, including desires, including values. And then from that space of awareness and engagement with the self, through love, it just becomes so powerful and creative, and it just overflows into manifestation. So it's also very magnetic energy that brings to us what it is we need. And ultimately, in your growth and evolution, in your sense of self and your valuing of yourself and your connection to self, you are magnetizing these situations and circumstances to you for resolution, which is also what the world is talking about. This is not a matter of kind of just doing a little bit of a fixer upper here, or maybe a little change here, a little change there, nor is it a matter of reproducing everything or reproducing the same things over and over again. With the world, it is talking about resolution. Your soul is ready to be done with these patterns, these energies, these situations, this relationship, whatever this is, and however it's showing up, what it is, right? Your soul is ready to heal it, or end it as healing it, or heal it as ending it. Your soul is just ready. And with the world, it's talking about how that energy is realized inside of you. Our soul energy is at a higher vibration, a higher level than our psychic energy. So the energy of our psyche, right? Including our emotions. So at a soul level, you've already made this shift, but in your emotions and with the Page of Swords, your thoughts, you just don't know that you have. You're done. Your soul is done. At a soul level, you're done with this. And you probably can feel it, like, oh, I'm so over it. This needs to change. This needs to end. Maybe not putting in as much caring, as much energy, as much, focus, as much presence as you once did in these situations, dynamic circumstances, whatever it is, right? You just haven't been giving it as much as you used to. And it's now time with the Page of Swords for you to understand why. And it's for you to think about it. And you see how this Page of Swords is holding the sword, looking at it, trying to figure out, what the sword is and how it works and how to work it. And in the background, you have some people who are on their way. So there is some time, there is some space for you to figure out with the sword what you think and what you want to say, also if it's something to communicate, but kind of how you are thinking about it now. A new level of self-awareness, or a new level of of being conscious of self, a new way of being conscious of the situation, new consciousness that wants to come in, a new way of thinking about it, and a new way of feeling about it wants to happen before you engage directly, right? So it's like you get a little bit of a cocoon, right? You get to be in the cocoon, and then you get to come out as the butterfly. You get some space to make this transformation, to make this shift, and to make this change. With this 10 of Pentacles in this deck, and this is, I feel like whenever I draw cards, there's always one card where I'm like, oh, this is why I chose this deck, and this is why I chose this deck. The Ten of Pentacles as a little child looking at a chest, and there's a lot of pentacles in that chest. There's a lot of riches. There's a lot of wealth. And this is Spirit saying that really this shift and this transformation is the first one in a long line of them. You have grown and evolved here with the world, done a lot of soul growth and soul evolution. And so that's going to come through here with the pentacles, where you're going to, how do I put this? You're going to find the wealth in the situation. You're going to realize something valuable in the situation, but then there's a lot more behind it. So one way of looking at it is that you first have to take out the first pentacle. You have to deal with this to then get to more riches, more wealth that you will gain from it. And also another way, which is the same thing really, is that there's a lot of wealth in what you realize inside, and it's going to start manifesting in lots of different areas of your life, because the 10 pentacles in this deck represent the tree of life. So lots of areas of life are going to be affected by this change and this transformation, meaning that you can think that it's small, right? It can seem quite small, or it can seem quite isolated. It's only in this area. It's only in this relationship. It's only in this situation. But Spirit is telling you, and I feel like it's also the energies of the time, and why this issue is showing up in this time, that it is about more. It's something small where you can realize a lot of change, a lot of transformation, a lot of growth. This is my growth stone. There you go. A lot of growth that also is going to reverberate through other areas of your life. So let's look at what we have. We've got an Ace of Swords. What more Spirit wants to say? We have Ace of Swords, a Knight of Pentacles. We have got a Nine of Pentacles. And we've got a Nine of Wands. There you go. I really focused a lot on those, because I'm just trying to see if it's part of the reading. I had a moment of irritation with the camera, like, oh, it's not focusing the way I want it to. And I heard in my head the song from Take That, Have a Little Patience. And then I just spent extra time trying to get the focus, trying to get the both of these to show up. And it's part of the reading in some way, shape, or form. So I'm just telling you, and then we're going to unpack it and see how that plays in. With the Ace of Swords, there's this bird of prey here. So when I see this Ace of Swords, specifically this one in this deck, it speaks to me about an idea the Spirit wants you to do something with. Like you send the bird of prey off to get prey or to circle around prey. There's a purpose in sending the bird of prey off. In the same way, there's a purpose for you gaining this insight, this clarity. Because again, yeah, Knight of Pentacles, there's work to do with it. You see here how the Knight of Pentacles is holding this pentacle up and he's looking at it, but it also can look like he's navigating according to it. There is a value for you to recognize in the situation and circumstance that you're going to apply with the Knight of Pentacles diligently, with perseverance, over and over again as you move forward. Again, it's not just in this situation or circumstance. For example, if you're in a situation where you're being disrespected, dealing with the situation, transforming it, healing it, ending it, bringing what needs to be brought, you're going to come into a place where you have a notion and understanding of respect that you're then going to apply in other situations and circumstances. And again, continually, it's like getting a new method, getting a new way of going about things with this Knight of Pentacles. And with the Pentacles, this is an earthly realm. It can be social circles. It could be community. It could, of course, be money, resources. So that together there's an air of setting a boundary. Heal it or ending it is about setting a boundary. With the Nine of Pentacles here and the Nine of Wands together, a double nine. Yeah, this is the have a little patience energy. Nine of Pentacles is talking about how, yeah, there's this dualistic energy of, with the Nine of Pentacles, being in your own realm, being in your own world, having it well, doing well, and then coming out in the situation or circumstance where you have to go into the Nine of Wands energy, where you have to be about defending yourself and a little less soft and a little less gentle. Look at her. She's like looking at the grapes, enjoying abundance, enjoying goodness, enjoying your own space. And then when there's another person that comes in, all of a sudden there's, oh, it's a headache. And I have to hold on to my staff, and then really looking at that person and seeing what they're up to and what they're doing, and maybe even questioning why you're saying this, this, and that. It's a very different energy than yours. And that's what spirit really wants you to highlight, which is also kind of going to be the core of the end it or heal it dynamic, which is that it's about how it's just very different from you. Okay, I see it. We need a whole other row. I did say it was going to be a longer reading. So we've got, yeah, Judgment. Ooh, beautiful. And again, it's the after tarot. That has meaning. We'll get to it. Six of Wands. Okay. I see it coming together. Ooh, major arcana number 15, the devil. Wow. Boy, did that just pop up. And then finally we have an Ace of Wands. Okay. So the thing about the have a little patience is that there is no immediate situation and circumstance. Just as there's no immediate change and healing and transformation. It's a process. Being in the cocoon, it's a process. Just as this pattern has been around for a while, it's going to take a while to step out of it. And that's also because this is soul level energy that you need to translate and bring into your conscious awareness, your conscious mind, also to make an emotional shift and transformation. Though we don't actually have a lot of or any cups that showed up. So cups is the emotions element, and it's much more about your thoughts, and it's much more about, with the wands, your intention, and the pentacles dealing with practicalities, so that it's like the emotional shift. Because of its absence in the tarot, it speaks to how it is going to come last. It is a change in your emotional life once you get the other pieces of the puzzle into place, which is really interesting, because the thing about emotional shifts is that they're illogical. So sometimes it's really hard to shift emotionally, but it is very beautiful when we receive it as the side effect, a byproduct, or the outcome of a process happening at different levels. And this is what this is speaking to. Heal it or end it. With the Judgment card coming up like this, you see this angel sounding the trumpet at Judgment Day. And some things rise and some things stay dead. This is speaking to an energy that's going to come outside of you. It's very much, again, about the times that we're in. The energy is going to decide whether or not this is healed into wholeness and it comes back to life and gets a second life, rather, gets to continue in your life, or if it is just over. It doesn't get to revive. It doesn't get to have more energy. The energy, the context, the dynamic, and even with the Judgment card, it's the karma. It's the karma in this situation. The work that has been done, because the Judgment card comes before the world. So if your energy is already at the world, the Judgment work has been done. You have weighed it inside of you at a soul level, and even at a universal level of universal connection. This has been weighed. This has been judged. And either way, you get to have success. You get to come out of it. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. You get to come out of it being victorious. But in this person crowning, whoever is the other person in situation or circumstance, they also get to be crowned. So this is Wands energy. It's about the energy, yeah? So energetically speaking, everybody will be a winner. Everybody will be the better for it. And that's also why this is work done at the level of your soul, and this is also something your heart has been telling you. Heal it or end it. Well, fundamentally, if you want to heal it into wholeness and continue, or if you want to end it, either way, you and anyone else who is involved in the situation at an energetic level, they will be blessed for it. They will be blessed by it. But then there's the devil that is talking about fear. It is talking about, for some of you, codependency, maybe even addictions. It's talking about a distortion and illusion of pain and of suffering that is almost saying that it's impossible. This win-win outcome represented by the Six of Wands here is not possible. And I love the Six of Wands so much because it's one of those things where we can win ourselves and make other people the winner. We don't have to win at anyone else's detriment. And sometimes when we have hard decisions to make, hard choices to make, do I heal this? Do I end it? Do I put in more energy? Do I let it go? What happens is that we can get so caught up in our fear about the other people, the other circumstances, the greater picture of what's going on, that we forget that we have the ability, we always have the ability through an alchemical power, right? And also the power of the heart. That's what the heart does. We have the ability to make it a win-win for everybody. Again, energetically speaking, it doesn't mean that emotionally they're going to be happy. It doesn't mean that they're going to understand. It doesn't mean that it is going to unfold, in the court of law, it will go our way, or whatever the situation or circumstances are. It doesn't mean they're going to unfold exactly as we would like them to be, but energetically speaking, ultimately, in the grand scheme of things and with judgment, it will be for the best. This is highest good of all energy, especially when we're working through the soul and you've done all the soul growth to really be able to bring the situation towards an outcome of the highest good of all. And that's the emotional transformation here and now the spirit wants you to have, to understand that staying in place and hesitating in this situation, being indecisive, not giving yourself what you need in the situation is, first of all, not going to work in the long run, because at a soul level, you're done, the energies are done, so this shift and change and transformation is going to happen. But also at a very basic level, it's not necessary, because in this situation there will be a win-win outcome. At the core of it, the highest good of all will win out. And knowing that with the Ace of Wands, you can repurpose the energy that you used to put into your fear, into feeling stuck and disempowered in the situation. You can take that energy, you can repurpose it and move in a different direction. And especially make that your intention. Make your intention for the highest good of all to play out. Make your intention for a win-win outcome. Make your intention for a very high level of resolution and ultimately of healing in the situation. It's very interesting energy. It's like this energy of wanting something so much, which is ultimately for things to go well in the situation, but being so afraid that they're gonna go wrong, and then not moving because of both of these perspectives. And it's very interesting because from Spirit's perspective and how this energy is reading, there's nothing to be afraid of. There will be success for you and whoever else is involved. And this could be a workplace, this can be an organization. It doesn't have to be another person, but there will be success all around. And the devil is speaking to an illusion. And in this after tarot, they're really getting it on down here. So it's an illusion that it has been consummated and revisited over and over and over again. And these devils, these demons in the back, they're grinning. They're grinning. They're the only ones winning out. Your fear is the only thing that is benefiting in this situation or circumstance. But it doesn't need to be that way. That's the core of it. It doesn't need to be that way. And Spirit wants you to shift your perspective and change your feeling and really come to a place with this Ace of Wands also where you feel like you can have initiative in the situation. So my love, we have some more specific advice for you to help you on your way. We've got dark blue galactic dragon, nothing less. We have a dark blue galactic dragon. Well, there you go. And it says, helps you listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. Okay. Again, nothing less. And then we've got golden Atlantean dragon. And this one says, helps you remember the wisdom of golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents. Reclaim your mastery. So both of these cards speak about wisdom, and both of them speak about mastery. And they obviously have a very different coloring. So this one is talking about handling the darkness in the situation, and this one is about seeing the light. That's the advice that spirit has for you, to think about it in these two perspectives, approach it in this way. Now, with this voice of the universe, it's again this message that this is over. However you have been relating to the situation or circumstance, and even if you don't decide, even if you don't choose, events are going to precipitate themselves and make the choice for you. So with the notion of higher service, it is intended to serve you and everyone else at a higher level. What spirit is asking you or giving you the advice is that the more you engage with it consciously, the more you put your energy into it in terms of trying to move with where the situation is going, with where the issue is going, the more you do that, the more you're going to be able to shape the outcome. And that's the notion of mastery, to master the blueprint. So to master the positive energy and to be able to shape the outcome. There's going to be an outcome. There's going to be a win-win outcome in this situation. Soul level work has been done, but you can shape that outcome. You can shape what it looks like. So for example, at a basic level, right, mathematically, it could be a win-win outcome that is 50-50. It could be a win-win outcome that is 20-80. It could be a winning outcome that is 80-20, right? You get to shape and mold that by putting your energy into it, instead of kind of having a chaotic type of energy where things just happen and unfold and everything just falls. And energetically, it's fine. The essence is there. There's the win-win, but you can still shape and mold it into something that you would want. So I'm being guided to give you an example. It would be like, let's say that you are getting a divorce, and you are going to court. You know, the two of you are locking heads, and you're going to go to court, and you're going to fight, and the judge is going to decide who gets what. Well, if you leave it up to the judge, then it could be up in the air, right? And it's very often, for example, with if it's custody hearing, people fight for custody, and then they go to the judge, and the judge is like, well, the way you guys have been fighting, neither of you should have the kids. So it could be like that, right? Where you're leaving it up to a certain outcome that is out of your hands. And again, energetically, or the judge can say you both get you 50-50, or the judge can say you get 20, you get 80. Again, energetically, it will be fine in the grand scheme of things, and it is a win-win. But you can also go into mediation, you could go into negotiation, and you can decide amongst yourselves how it's going to work out. And you have so much more power in determining what comes out of it. It's the same thing with your workplace. Maybe you have a really toxic workplace, and so you can butt heads or lock heads, or you can try to define what kind of tasks you have and what kind of tasks you don't have, so that you have more say in how your actual day unfolds and works out. It's like that. It's like you have, a neighbor that has a dog that is just very, very, very loud, or you can be pissed about it all day long and have it bring misery into your life, or you can go see the neighbor and you can decide, okay, these hours you hear them, these hours you don't. It's about, taking a sense of empowerment and knowing that there's something that you can do to minimize what you don't want to happen in the situation. Just because it's going to happen energetically, right? There's going to be that energetic win-win. It doesn't mean that the details don't matter. And that's also what the Knight of Pentacles is talking about, that pentacle that they were moving according to. There's something that you love and value in the situation that you want to have happen, which is why you've been holding on, right? And fearing a certain outcome. In the same way, there's something you want, there's something you're fearing. Well, you can do what you can do, only you can do, to minimize both, to minimize what you don't want to have happen and to maximize what you do want to have happen. So that was one bit of advice. And the second bit here is to remember a form of higher spiritual principles, right? Bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents. Awaken. There's a there is a situation for you kind of like this, but beyond it. So, for example, again, if you're getting divorced, then what Spirit wants you to know in the dissolution of this one marriage, it's ending, it's healing, is to know that there would be another marriage for you later on. So, as you're dissolving this one, it's about remembering what you wanted in it in the first place so that you don't leave in this dissolution, in this ending, you don't leave behind something that is inherently a part of your abundance. It landed straight on the Ten of Pentacles. It would be, for example, like imagine if you had a dream and you created a project. You created let's say a script. You wrote a script for a movie that is your dream and it is your heart blood, and you put in your heart and your soul into it, and then you sell it to a studio and they completely mess it up in making it into a movie. Well, Spirit is saying don't just scrap the whole thing. If it doesn't end well, you're gonna sue the studio, you're gonna work it out, but still in the process of that, remember what you were seeking in that script to begin with. You can write another script, another story that's like it, and get it right the next time. So very much there's this energy with the golden Atlantean dragon. There are some things that you are owed in your life. You're owed happiness, you're owed abundance, you're owed well-being, you're owed health, by the universe, right? So the universe wants to deliver that to you. But for that to happen, you have to be very much in touch with what it is that you need. And you have to stay in an energy of openness and knowing that you can receive it, even as you are letting go and ending something, some aspect of what a relationship is, what a job is, what a project is, what a dream is. Even as you're ending some aspect of it, remember, hold on to the the essential love that brought you into the situation to begin with. That is the advice for you. Wow. I just had to sigh there to release a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy that needs to be released in this situation and circumstance, and it's going to be part of the dynamic, and that's why it's a process. But I'm just like, sometimes in life we just have these hard moments and it's really difficult, and we don't want to be in it. We don't want to be experiencing it at all. I get these, I call them time machine moments, when I just wish, oh, if I could get in a time machine and go back, I wouldn't have done this. I would have done it differently. I would have changed it, and so on and so forth. And of course, that's not to say, and we have soul energy here. So there's been beautiful growth and evolution, even despite whatever this situation is and has been. But it's still hard, and it's still difficult, and it can still be painful. It can even be devastating for some of you watching. It's a matter of remembering that there's more beyond. There's more here in the situation, more that you can do, more that you can bring in, and especially there's also more beyond it. And it's about creating that change in your own emotional life, which is really going to align with this wonderful, beautiful energy that there really is in this situation for you now, this resolution energy, this healing that wants to come in. So that was your reading, and the takeaway is Sophie Kai, and it says, put on a good show for the surveillance cameras. Distance makes the heartbreak stronger. Invade neighboring states of privacy. It's definitely distance makes the heartbreak stronger. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. Um it's Spirit reminding you that distancing yourself from this change and transformation, from being in the center, in the spot where the change and transformation needs to originate from, is only making it hurt more. It hurts more for things to prolong themselves. It hurts more for fear to reign free. It hurts more to neither heal it nor end it, but to just be in this in between nowhere space. And that is really a call from within you to say, your soul going, I have the resolution. Your heart is speaking loud, having the guidance, knowing what is important, what is of value, what is your priority in the situation, and asking for you to listen to your heart. And through all of those dynamics, to thinking about it in a different way, realizing your empowerment in the situation, looking for that win-win, and in putting energy towards that to create a transformation inside of you that is just going to allow this process that is underway, this change and transformation that is inevitable and really desirable, to allow it to unfold in the best way possible with you, of course, co-creating it, which you absolutely can. So love, that was your reading. That was your reading. I hope that it served you. I hope that it has enriched you. And I'm sending you lots of love. I am blessing you, blessing everyone that is involved in this situation, sending love to all, praying for the wisdom of all, compassion of all in this situation. And if you would like a more in-depth reading, I do offer intuitive readings where I bring through guidance directly from spirit that then activates people, places, and things in your life to bring through powerful healing. Though it sounds like something like that is underway, but it may speak to you. We work on self-love, we work on love and relationships, soul connection, life purpose. If it is relevant to you, it's in the description box. I've also created and written down some healing work that is about co-creative healing, where it's the same principle. You speak the words and work with spirit to co-create some powerful healing in your life, again activating people, places, and things. So if it speaks to you, it is in this description box. It may help you in this process. It sounds like you have plenty on your hands and a lot is underway, but you may always need a little bit more help, and that's where the healer comes in, right? So I'm sending you lots of love. You can also check out this channel. There are going to be more readings. I'm actually doing a reading about there's a reading that will have been posted about healing emotional baggage that may speak to you. More readings are here on the channel and forthcoming, so subscribe, like, comment, share, right, all those good things. But stick around, because I would love to help you through this, because it's a lot, but you've got this. You really do. Lots of love, wishing you all the best, and I will be seeing you around. Bye.